Welcome back to the Coaches Club. Today I'm joined by seventh-year head coach Cal McQuillan. And Cal, you guys have fall ball coming up October 14th. It's a lot of excitement. I'm pretty sure the guys are ready to just play somebody other than themselves. But before we get that far, what's been the off-season preparation for you guys? How has it, progressed so far to this point?
Things have been good. I think we've just been anticipating getting the team together and getting the guys all together on one field. Until we really finalize that roster, which wasn't until a couple weeks ago, you're not exactly sure what you've got and what positions you've got in play. So for us, it's really just the second or third week where we've kind of been able to see everything, and we're putting the pieces together. And October 14th will be a good opportunity for us to see, I guess, our first take in terms of what we've got. But we know that that's just the starting point, and we've got a lot of work to do between now and the spring of 2018.
You talk about a lot of work. I feel like you guys have been chipping away at that SCLC. Of course, last year was the transitional year. Didn't finish the way you wanted to, but you guys showed a lot of potential. So what does it take for you guys to get over that hump?
I think it's just a level of maturity. We have the talent, and we've preached that for the last really 3-4 years. I mean, we've always had the talent here. I think it's just a mentality that the guys need to have. We've been a young team specifically last year and new to Division I, but I feel like we've been around Division I long enough. We can't really use that as a crutch, and I don't know if we ever have, but I think just with the youth of the team and never having won an SCLC championship, there's still just some newness to that. So I think it's just getting over that hump of and just a higher level of maturity, guys with experience coming back from last year, getting close but not quite, playing in that championship game for the SCLC in Division I for the second time. I think, again, it just kind of adds to it. So these guys have proved that not only can they be competitive at this level, but they can get to that game, and we just need to turn the corner. We need to win that championship, and we need to be able to get a berth to nationals to really prove our worth on a national stage.
Before we get that far, of course, we're in fall season now, and fall ball's coming up. Montreat College will be here, Randolph University, Hampton University, which is an NCAA school. So what are your expectations just for this fall for your team?
Yeah, I think for the fall tournament, we try to dial back the expectations a little bit. Obviously, we want guys to go out, we want them to compete, and we want them to do the things that we've been working on for the short amount of time that we have. But to be honest, it's really just an opportunity for the coaches to kind of see what we've got. We've got a lot of new faces. We've got some guys that we're going to be trying at different positions. So for us, it's just as much a learning opportunity as it may be for them. And then transitioning out of that, we've got a scrimmage in November with Virginia Tech that we do annually. So if there's something that we want to put a little bit of maybe more expectation on, that's not, I guess by definition would be called a scrimmage, but anytime we play Tech, we want to play to win. So
Virginia Tech is one of 7 ranked teams on you guys' schedule. I didn't think personally that your schedule could get much tougher than last year, but looking at this year, 3 teams in the top 10. Just walk us through your thought process of scheduling, such tough games again this year for your team.
I don't think that putting a soft schedule together benefits anybody, specifically our guys. I mean, we can limp into the playoffs or try to squeak into a national conversation based on wins against programs that don't have national rankings. But at the end of the day, we want to play against the best teams. We want to prove that we're the best teams against some of the best competition. So we try to schedule as aggressively as we can. I think the biggest difference between schedules from previous years and this year is that you mentioned we've got 3 teams in the top 10, but for the first time, all 3 of those are going to be in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is unheard of in Liberty lacrosse history. So we've made some trips. We've done some travel, and we're starting to get some of those return trips. Not only because we've done the travel, but I think because we've proven ourselves to be a worthy competitor. So I think that's the biggest change in comparison to years in the past. And we're just looking forward to getting some of those games here in Lynchburg, Virginia. We've got a fantastic home record over the last 5 years. I know we dropped that game to UConn last year at home, but outside of that, that's the only game we've lost here in 5 years. So good competition, great teams, and the fact that we're going to get to play those games in Lynchburg is kind of the icing on the cake.
You talk about that excitement. 35 guys on the roster this year. You just renovated your locker room. We can go down a list of, just so many exciting things going into this year. So what's your excitement level just for the team this upcoming year?
I'm excited. I think our coaching staff and my focus specifically this fall is there are a lot of things to be excited about. We've got new players, we've got a new renovated locker room, we've got a great schedule coming up, we've got a cool fall tournament in Virginia Tech, but I think we just need to keep in focus what our priorities are, and we're still a team that hasn't won an SELC championship. We're still a team that hasn't gone to nationals at Division I level. I know every year we're knocking on the door and we're right there, but we haven't turned that corner yet. So as excited as we want to be, and I'm definitely can be an optimistic guy at times, we're just trying to keep these guys in check and say, look, lots to be excited about. There's a lot to look forward to, but there's a lot of work that we got to put in right now in order to be able to turn that corner, to be the team that not only we want to be, that I think that we belong, or that we're supposed to be.
Nice. Well, October 14th, we'll be wishing you guys luck for your fall tournament this year. That's head coach Kyle McQuillan.